I'm Chad. Yeah, and this is just a little experiment. Depending on how terrible it is, we'll see if I even put it up or whatever, right? But yeah, let's practice a little bit. I have no plan whatsoever. This is the what do they call it? The demo tape. So come to the top of the mat. Actually, let's come seated first. Anyhow, come to easy seated, cross-legged Sukhasana. If you have lotus or half lotus, can take that as well. Take your hands to your knees or to the lap. And just lift the spine up tall, relax your shoulders down, relax your face. Lift the spine up nice and tall. Chin slightly lifted, parallel to the ground. Just a little check-in as we start to breathe a little deeper, a little more consciously than maybe earlier in the day. I always like to say every day is different, right? Which is true, and every body is different on every day. So you're different from the next person on the YouTube, on a YouTube little our YouTube gang. But every day for you is a little bit different. Might be similar, but no day is identical, right? So just check in with the body, see how you're feeling. Check in with the mind, see how you're feeling, and honor that throughout the little flow that we'll do this morning. Start to deepen the breath, expanding the ribs, lungs on the inhales, and pressing that air out a little bit more than normal on your exhales. We are unconscious breathers as humans. We're lucky. Unless something traumatic happens, we will keep breathing, right? Without much thought to it. So through this flow of however long we're going to end up going, try to keep the mind a little more focused on the breath and having the breath be a little bit more present in the forefront of the mind. Engaging Ujjayi breath if you have. A little constriction of the back of the throat, a little energy into the diaphragm, solar plexus, core, even deep down into the lower belly. Oceanic sound, or like saying ha with your mouth closed. Duplicating that sound on the inhale if it's comfortable, right? Otherwise, if it's not comfortable, not very accessible, you got to think too much about it. Just deep breaths, yeah? If your eyes aren't already open, blink your eyes open. Lift your arms up, interlace your fingers, press your palms up towards the sky. Draw your elbows towards straight and your biceps back. Draw your spine up. Lift your chin slightly. Can even lift the chin up, looking up at the fingers. And I'll mirror you, so I'm going to be on the opposite. What I'm doing is different than what I'm saying. Drop your right hand down, reach over with the left. Press your left sitting bone back down, roll your chest up, stretch through the rib cage. Deep breaths. Now imagine the breath going in to the right side of your body, stretching a little bit more. Lift up through center, touch the palms, other side. Press your right sitting bone back down. Lift up center, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reach the arms out. If it's accessible, you might even get your head close to the ground. Not for me. So, both sides, right? We're trying to stay symmetrical. Sometimes I forget sides, so do both sides. If you find yourself on the same side you just did, maybe, right? We'll try our best. I'll try my best not to forget a side. Lift the upper body up. Take the hands right behind your hips. Roll your shoulder blades together, front of the chest open, lift your chin up, maybe lift the hips up. Set your hips down, and we'll switch the crossing of the legs. So it'll probably be the funny way. One more time. Lift up big, inhale. Exhale, reach over left hand, right hand to the ground. Press your left sitting bone down, maybe look up. Little quicker this time. Inhale, the arms up, touch the palms, other side. Press your right sitting bone back down. Lift up, touch the palms, forward fold, deep breaths. So I teach and practice mostly vinyasa when I'm on my Yoga Glow app or whatever app, and they have the filter. I'm always like, vinyasa. That probably means I should practice some other styles, but I don't know. It works for me. One of the translations of that word, vinyasa, keep the breath deep, is linking the breath to movement. I really like that one. So intuitively, you can kind of feel which movements maybe match with the inhales and which ones match with the exhales, right? Take your hands right behind your hips. Lift your heart center, lift your hips up. Inhale up, take a whole breath here. Exhale, set it down. Let's unravel the legs and we'll take get into the core a little bit. Little action in the abs and the abdominals. Just fire it up right off the bat. Lower belly in. Options here for Navasana boat. Catch the thighs. You can keep the knees bent. If you're having one of those days or you're just not accessible with Navasana, even heels on the ground, and just lift the heart center up. Wherever you are, lift your heart center up. Squeeze your belly in, right? Maybe start to take the legs straight, keeping the hands. Whoop. Float back if you lost your balance for a sec. Take your arms up. Deep breaths. Try to lift your heart center up. Easy face. Cross the legs, doesn't matter which way, hands behind. We'll do that. Chest opener, lift the hips. Head back if it's okay on the neck. Set it down. Navasana boat. Heart center up. Squeeze your lower belly. Again, options, right? Don't know what you're doing yesterday. Maybe you're having a tough one today. It's all good. One more breath. Cross the legs opposite way. Press your hips up. Chin up if it's all right. Set it down. One more round. Third time's a charm. 2 is bad luck, supposedly. Not really. I just made that up. Lift a little higher. Maybe take your arms behind. Boop. Balance on the sitting bones. Cross the legs. Lift your heart center up. Lift the hips up. Chin up, head back. Deep breath. Set it down. Crawl over the knees, or however you'd like to get to your downward facing dog. So stay in your downward facing. Do what I say, not what I do. I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit. For me, I feel like, I'm the yoga teacher. I'm always a little, anyway, that's a subject for a different time. I'm the tour guide. So if you need to add on or subtract, please do that, especially at home, right? You can even pause. I don't want to do that, or I need to get water, or whatever it is. Speaking of water, I had some. There it is. Add or subtract. If you want to add anything, any variations of the postures that you enjoy practicing, please do that. If there's something that's not accessible, especially for injury, right? Come back out of the posture. I'll try to offer modifications as I remember them. And yeah, because it is your practice. It is, you want to feel better when you get out of here than you did before when you got here. Don't aggravate any injuries. Don't aggravate the body. If something's not happening, maybe skip that part. There's that mouse and you click forward, 2 minutes or whatever. All good. All right, downward facing dog. Couple things, downward facing. Sorry, you've been in downward facing. If you stayed there, maybe you sat down. Walk your feet forward. I'm gonna think that everybody was in downward facing that whole time I was talking. So come to forward fold, take elbow to elbow, sway the upper body. Little different right here, I'm noticing. Relax your head down. Always little micro bend in the knees if you have tough hamstrings, right? Like for me, hamstrings they're my best teacher because they're my most inaccessible part of my body, and all the postures with hamstring stuff. I'm always like, ooh. Anyhow, little micro bend, relax your head. On your inhale, rising up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So, up to you if you want to practice with feet together or feet apart. I kind of feel like, when do you ever in your regular life stand with your feet together? Maybe, but it's up to you. I like feet apart. Slight bend in the knees, tailbone down, right? So engage the core a little bit. Lift up through the spine, relax your shoulders, hands to heart. Relax your face. So a little bit of energy, but a bit of ease as well, right? So we're strong, but we're not rigid. Inhale your arms up, big breath, expand. Exhale, take a forward fold, hands through heart or swan dive. Release your head down. Inhale, halfway lift, spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, take your hands to the ground, step back plank. Pause in your plank. Strong hands into the ground. Straight line of energy from your heels all the way up through the hips, all the way up through the crown of the head. There's no real straight lines in the body, but imagine, use your imagination. Take your knees down. Chin and chest, slide through, hips in the air. Inhale, come to your belly. Unstick your toes, draw your shoulder blades together. Slightly press into the mat. Lift up. Cobra. Hips on the ground. Squeeze your lower body, squeeze your butt. On your exhale, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, strong legs. Pick your hips up a little bit. And if you can, press straight up. Plank, round the back, press back. Downward facing dog. So, set your knees down at home, wherever you are, and look up here. A couple cues that I like in downward facing to get a little deeper into the posture. Eventually, we'd like this inverted V or triangle shape, straight line on the ground, and eventually a straight-ish line from your hips down to your heels, yeah, from your tailbone down to your heels, and eventually a straight line from your tailbone, from your hips down to the wrist creases. So again, for me, hamstrings a little bit stubborn, so I like to keep a little bend in my knees. But 2 cues, okay? First one, we'll go this way first. Bend the knees deeply, press your chest more back towards your thighs. Get that line a little straighter from your hips down to your wrists, yeah? So knees deeply bent, and then start to straighten out through the legs. Maybe heels go to the ground, maybe they don't. Maybe you keep that little bit of a bend in your knees. Next one, we want to open up through the shoulder blades, open the back up, upper back, right? Triceps down towards the ground. So if you're on the ground and you watch my triceps, or watch my upper back from here. See this as opposed to that. So if you imagine triceps down, straighten the elbows, plant the hands, triceps down, right? So the difference between this and that. So come back to downward facing. Try those two little cues, bending the knees, pressing your chest back, and then straightening the elbows, triceps down, relax your head down, yeah? Get a little deeper into that posture, downward facing, Adho Mukha, Svanasana. All right, big breath. Lift your left leg up in the air, Keep the hips square, point your left toes down. Right heel aiming towards the ground. Shift forward plank, draw your knee in towards your nose, round your back. Draw your left heel up. Set your left foot down, set your right knee down, unstick your right toes. Lift your arms up. Anjanasana, draw your shoulders down your back, draw your biceps back. So lifting the heart center up, stretching into the front of that hip flexor right side, but little tuck of the tailbone again, right? So not scrunching into the lower back, really strong core. Let's take an easy twist. Take your right hand to left knee, left arm back. Looking out over your left hand, if can. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands to the mat. Send it back, plank. Pausing your plank, take a big inhale. Exhale, use the knees like we did before, or elbows in, lower, nice and slow, chaturanga. Elbows by the rib cage. Lift up, cobra, hips on the ground. If you'd like to go deeper, lift your hips, lift your knees off the ground, strong lower body. Lift your chin. Exhale, downward facing. Deep breaths. Press back. Remember, bend the knees, press the chest back, straighten the legs as much as can, and then triceps down. Re-straighten the elbows. Lift your right leg up. Square the hips. Right toes towards the ground. Shift forward. Draw your knee into your chest. Try to kiss your knee, draw your right heel up. Set it down. Anjanasana, unstick your left toes. Lift your arms up. Plug your arm bones in. Palms face each other. Twist, left hand, right knee, right arm back. Exhale. Send that right foot back. Plank. Take a big breath. Inhale, exhale, lower, however you like. Again, use the knees if you need, yeah? Downward facing dog. Steady breath. Ujjayi breath here. Relaxing the head down or looking up at your belly button. Shift forward plank. Options, modifications. Use your left knee if you're not super confident in your left hand, left arm, side plank, Vashisthasana. Otherwise, outside of the left foot, right foot stacks on top. Lift your right arm up. Modifications here, right? Again, left knee on the ground. You can also step that right foot forward and kind of balance with that. Maybe right leg comes all the way up. Deep breaths. Plug that left arm bone into the shoulder socket. Really energize. All right, other side. Right hand down, switching directly over. Left foot stacked on top of right. Plug that right arm bone into the shoulder socket. Your modifications are right knee down or left foot out. Sole of the foot on the ground. Maybe lift that left leg up. Left foot down, left hand down, big breath, vinyasa, lowering, inhaling through your back bend, cobra, or upward, exhale, downward facing. Take a big inhale through the nose, side out the mouth. One more, and one more time. Next, exhale, walk, step, float your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes, feel the body. So, actually, if you're at home, come take a break, and I want to show you something that I like to implement into my program. All right, so vinyasa, right, like I said, is mostly what I practice, and teach. The translation, link the breath to movement. Also, I think more modern slang is take a vinyasa. Take a vinyasa, or take your flow, right? Which in most vinyasa or yoga or flow classes you go to nowadays in the West means, right? It means forward fold, plank of some kind, or chaturanga, low push-up, coming through your back bend, and then meeting downward facing. So take your flow essentially means that, of some variation, right? You might have had, I don't know, maybe you surfed for 6 hours yesterday somehow in lockdown. Hawaii, we're super lucky. Maybe your shoulders are burnt out. You want to use the knees. You want to add child's pose instead of downward facing, right? Or you're ready for more work. Maybe a couple push-ups each time. And then coming to your downward facing dog. So, add or subtract as needed, because we are going to flow a little bit and take a few vinyasas. Yeah? All right. Where were we? Oh yeah, come back. Come back to the top of your mat. All right. Inhale, lift your arms up, sink your hips down, Utkatasana, chair. So again, feet together, feet apart, up to you. Tailbone down, strong belly, lift your heart center up, draw your biceps back. Palms face each other. Pinkies turn in, maybe sink a little deeper. Draw your biceps back. Relax your face. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and take your flow. So we'll meet in downward facing dog, right? Deep breaths. Adjusting around and then becoming a little more still. All right, lift your right leg up, open the hip this time. Try to keep the shoulders square. Even weight in the palms. Keep that right leg straight for a moment and then bend it, open the hip a little bit more. Downward facing, open the hip, shift forward plank, knee in towards the nose. Round your back. Set your right foot down, lift up, full crescent. So a little bend of that back leg, tuck your tailbone down, strong belly, pelvic tilt comes more parallel to the ground, right? So a lot of times we're really straightening through that back leg and going into this back bend, it kind of scrunches the lower back. Take the arms up and then start to straighten, keeping that strong belly, start to straighten that back leg. Take your left hand to the ground, lift your right arm up. Draw your head back. Draw your right shoulder back. Energize through your right fingers. Inhale. Come up crescent. Exhale. Take the palms together. Fingers, pointer finger release, and lift up a little higher. Take your left heel down, and take your hands forward. Humble warrior. Humble warrior variation, temple mudra. Energize into that left foot. Left sole of the foot should be on the ground, more stable that way. If your left heel is up, you'll definitely be wobbling a little bit more. Come up, use your core. Aim your hips forward, chest forward, warrior one. If you need to move your feet to get that left hip a little bit more forward, right? It doesn't have to be all the way forward, but aiming the chest and hips forward. Release the hands, warrior two, adjust your feet again. Don't jar your hips, yeah? I'm gonna go this way. Arms parallel to the ground, chest opening up to the long side of your mat. Deep breaths. Inhale, reverse, right hand up, left hand to your lower back or to your back leg. Maybe around your lower back, all the way to the right thigh. Exhale, right elbow, right knee, left arm to the sky. If you have deeper variations, right hand to the ground, inside or out. Maybe a bind, you can take that. Deep breaths. Again, energize that back leg, root down through the left foot. left thigh, left knee. Inhale, release. Warrior two, big breath. Exhale, take your flow, cartwheel your hands down. Maybe one-footed push-up, maybe not. Deep breaths, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, press your chest more back. That imaginary straight line from your tailbone down to your wrist creases and tailbone down to your heels. Checking our time here. What do we got? All right. I don't even know. Doing good? Whoop. Yeah. All right. Cool. I like it. Good experiment. Okay. Left leg up. Open your hip. Square shoulders. Strong palms. Left leg stays straight for a moment. Bend that knee. Open the hip a little bit more. See if I can remember. If I forget stuff virtually, can you energetically telepath me the message that I forgot something? Shift forward plank. Round your back, knee to nose. Set that foot down. Full crescent. So again, strong belly, little bend to the back leg, tuck your tailbone down, draw your belly in, lift your arms, right? And then start to straighten through the back leg. Maybe lift the chin. Take your right hand down. Left arm opens up to the sky. Twist. Inhale up. Interlace fingers, pointer finger release. Maybe the funny way, so it'd be like this, right? You're always like that. Go. Yeah. Plant your right heel down. Adjust your feet as you need. Square the hips. Chest forward as much as you can. Again, hips might be more 45 or 2 o'clock, which is my clock, right? But if you have that heel to heel alignment, try, and it's hard to get that right hip forward, widen your legs, widen your feet up, right? Humble warrior variation, strong belly. Tip it forward to the inside of the left thigh. Reaching forward with your pointer fingers. Relax your head. Straighten your elbows. Use your core. Come up. Release the hands. Adjust the feet. Right? Julie Rader, shout out to you. Open chain, closed chain. I remember. All right. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Looking out over the left fingertips first. Inhale, reverse. Right hand back leg or around the lower back. Look up. Exhale. Extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, left hand to the ground. Bind variation. I don't know. Maybe you have something to do that I don't know what it is, right? Bind. Bird of paradise from here, people like to do. Have at it. But not if you didn't do it on the first side. Right shoulder back. Deep breaths. Release, come up. Warrior two, big breath. Take your flow. Send it back. Maybe one-footed chaturanga push-up. Maybe skip all that and you're like, child's pose. Actually, let's all take a child's pose. Set your knees down, touch the toes, send the knees wide. Press your hips back, reach forward, relax your head down. And chill. Keep the breath steady. All right. Walk the hands forward. Bring the knees under the hips and keep the hips directly over the knees. Walk your hands way forward, sink your chest down, puppy pose. Tuck the toes under. If you have the flexibility, you might even look up towards the front of your mat. It's not really happening for me, kind of aggravates my neck. I'll keep my head down. If you need more, straighten the elbows, fingertips, lift the palms of the hands off the ground, draw your triceps down, open up through the back, through the armpits, through the biceps. Breathe into the front of the chest and the rib cage. All right, re-establish the hands, walk the right hand in a little bit, lift your left arm up, twist, exhale, thread it under, sink down, left shoulder, left side of the head, support yourself with your right hand to start. You might stay here and make your right hand your engine. Option to lift that right arm up, set it behind your back. You can also take that right foot straight behind you, tuck the toes under. Just a few different variations. Again, if you have one that you like, please go for it, as long as it'll be a positive, not a detriment to your time after this little YouTube course, yeah? All right, come back, center, maybe give yourself a little wiggle. Left arm plants down, right arm up, twist, and thread it underneath. Again, maybe that left hand stays there as your engine, as your stabilizer, or lift that left arm up, set it behind the back. Option to take that left foot back behind. Do what feels good, what is. And there's always this thing, right? Some days you need less, but some days you're just being fucking lazy. So don't be, but I'm not that. Definitely guilty of being lazy sometimes, but not all the time. Gotta find that fine line, right? Okay, come back to center. Reach your arms back out. And let's sit the hips up and lift the upper body up. Sitting down onto our heels. If you have something, if you have a pillow or a block even, you can sit up on that if you need to. Let's take 3 rounds of Kapalabhati here, and then we'll just I'm gonna kind of send you into your own. You can either, anyway, coming back to that. All right, so Kapalabhati breath, right? Skull shining breath. Imagine this energy that we're gonna cultivate is going from the base of your spine all the way down into the center of the earth, all the way up through your whole spine, through all the energy channels, into the crown of your head, out all the way up. Energizing the body, purifying the body, and just making you feel good. The action is pulling that belly button in towards the spine, energetic pumping of the belly, right? So that's on the exhale. We'll go with our mouth this time. So it's a sh sound. So it'll be sh, 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 right? Hands on the knees. Try to keep your elbows straight if you can. Chin slightly lifted. And then we'll just exhale nice and fully and catch our breath. And we'll do 3 rounds, and I'll count it down as I kind of go with you. So big inhale and just sigh it out first. And then just natural inhale through the nose and through the mouth, Kapalabhati. Keep going. Keep going at your own pace. It'll be different than our other cyber buddies in class right now, if there's anybody. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the way out. Shh. Big inhale through your nose. Sigh it out. One more big inhale through the nose. All right. Catch the breath, maybe a little wiggle. So I'm not going to get too into it, but energy locks, bandhas, mula bandha if you can. It's like squeezing, like you need to go to the bathroom, but you're going to not go to the bathroom muscle. Very scientific. Imagine squeezing that as you pump your belly. It's a little bit complicated until you get the feeling. Think about it. If it's out the door, forget it. Yeah? Breathe deep. Big inhale first. Sigh it out. Natural inhale. And Kapalabhati. Keep going. Pumping the belly. Easy face. Shh sound. Keep going. Mula Bandha, maybe. Right? 3, 2, 1. Full exhale. Shh. Inhale through the nose. Side out. Big inhale through the nose. And release. One more round. Big inhale. Side out. Natural inhale. Pumping the belly. Keep going. Pumping the belly. Mula Bandha. Easy face. Energy. Bottom of the spine. Into the earth. Coming all the way up through the energy channels. Crown of the head. All the way up. Yeah? 3, 2, 1. Shh. All the way out. Shh. Inhale. Let it out. One more time. Inhale. And release. All right. Let's sit over to your left side. Actually, let's just take the legs out in front. Give them a shake. I'm sure they're a little stiff from being on the knees for that long. Give them a little wiggle. All right. Let's actually take Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Just lift the spine up tall first. Take your hands right by your hips. Draw your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest up. Lift your chin up. Squeeze your belly. On an inhale, lift the arms up. And hamstrings again, for me, tough. They make me like this. Bend the knees. Or sit more up and just catch wherever you can, right? Strap. I have a strap somewhere, but I didn't bring it. So I'm going to bend the knees. Forward fold. Release your chin down. If you need more and you have your block, take your block to the soles of your feet. Give yourself more options to press a little deeper. So these postures that are challenging to me, no matter, I'm saying that like I need to do these more, and I avoid them because they're hard, because they're difficult. Metaphor for right now, yeah, here we are. I'm super fortunate, but it's a challenging time for a lot of people. And maybe sink into those times a little more so they become less uncomfortable. Now, easy to say when I'm practicing yoga on the nice lawn, but in theory, yeah. All right, release that, roll up nice and easy, give the legs a little wiggle. We'll just take one more and then I'll send it off like that. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Draw the heels in, take the thumbs to the insides of the feet, elbows to the insides of the thighs, press the knees down, take a big inhale, lift the spine up tall. Exhale, stay right here or allow the back to round. Any version, any variation that you have, yeah, please. And release that, take the legs out and just to give them a wiggle. And I am gonna say, if you need more, keep going. You're probably warm, I hope. If not, maybe take Shavasana, maybe just sit in seated meditation. I always like to say, take that work to the bank, give yourself a break, and namaste. Thank you. Thanks for being part of the experiment right now.